Originally, Law& Order SVU was a crime drama completely centered around various sex crimes in Manhattan. The crimes varied from he said, she said to horror movie tier serial killers. The Dream Team, Captain Cragen, Olivia Benson, Elliot Stabler, John Munch, and Odafin Tutuola each had their own perspectives and personal biases, individually, but together they had NBA Finals caliber chemistry. While Olivia and Stabler usually got the most of the screen time, Finn and Munch were still fan favorites and occasionally got episodes to themselves. Even though SVU did push the limits a bit on how much personal life they showed from the detectives, it started off with a pretty decent balance, not allowing personal issues to consume too much of the plot. With a lot of the Law & Order episode plots being based on real news stories, typically you could expect a realistic storyline with unpredictable twists and unexpected outcomes. Fast forward a couple decades, and now the writing's so trash, no one even gotta go to work to get assigned the case. Olivia deadass just be walking down the street and someone get assaulted right in front of her. And by season 25, it happens so often that it feels like she might actually be the cause of the attacks. If I was a detective in the Law & Order world, I would be investigating her. What type of curse she got that everybody get raped when they near her? I'm starting to think everybody would be safer if she just stayed home. Now, there's literally a ton of examples of this, but since this video is also a review of season 25, I'll just start with the literal first episode. Okay, so here's what happened. A teenage girl named Maddie is shopping for art supplies with her mom and her dad. The second they blink, she vanishes. Not gonna lie, the logistics of this scene is crazy, but that's besides the point. Some time passes and Olivia is driving Noah to school or something. When she stops at a red light, her rape sense starts tinkling. And then she notices Maddie sitting in the passenger seat of some groovy looking van. Maddie didn't scream or anything, but Olivia knew that she was a victim somehow. However, Olivia kept driving, and it wasn't until she arrived at work and got the missing persons report and saw the damn photo of Maddie that she realized that in a city of 8.468 million people, she not only somehow drove past them on her way to drop off her son, but was conveniently positioned right across the intersection so that she had a clear view into the van. And Maddie was chilling in the passenger seat instead of being tied up in the back. And if that wasn't bad enough, Chief What's-His-Face literally pointed out the ridiculous odds of this happening. And at this point, I'm losing my shit because I'm like, Chief What's-His-Face, what are you talking about? This is Olivia Olaf. She is cursed to have a series of unfortunate events occur around her. Stop acting brand new, bitch. Of course the girl in the van across the intersection waiting at the same light as Olivia is a kidnapped victim. Where else would something like that happen? And to make matters worse, this one mistake, as she's calling it, is a damn through line for the entire season. This case literally gets referenced in 3 of the first 4 episodes. Which brings me to the next bone I need to pick with this series. Olivia is the main protagonist for the entire series. They might as well change the name from Law & Order to Law and Olivia. There's no balance anymore. She is the POV character for 90% of the episodes since she became captain. Which is annoying as fuck because I don't recall Captain Cragen ever getting that much screen time in comparison to the detectives. For example, in episode 2, the episode starts off with Olivia's daily routine. She looks down at her Maddie bracelet to remind herself of trauma early in the morning. Then she go for a run, and while running, she sees the exact same groovy van that took Maddie. So, the complete bullshit contrivance strikes again. When the van stops at the light, she opens the door all GTA style. Of course the guy's spooked, but this brings me to my next point. Without Elliot or just someone to check her, Olivia is a horrible detective. She has no self-control when it comes to checking her own biases, which was okay before because she had a partner who balanced her out. Here's an example. In beginning of episode 4, after a boring scene of Olivia's weird-ass therapy session, her therapist asks her to check out a client of hers that claimed to have gotten assaulted. Conveniently, that client is the daughter of Chief What's-His-Face. When Olivia visits them, the girl is upbeat and claims it's not a big deal because she was out of it. The story is basically this. She wanted to make out with the boy, but she didn't want sex. And originally, she lied about who did it. Not to mention, the case is in Brooklyn's jurisdiction. And it was entirely too personal for that chief. So the point that I'm making is there's no way Olivia should agree or even be allowed to work this case. Now, listen to her response to the OG Finn speaking facts.
As far as they're concerned, it's Brooklyn SVU jurisdiction. And that's their case from here on.
Oh my God, you guys want to punt the case? Are you serious? What are you afraid of?
Well, Moneybags here is all set. For me, I have a pension to look out for.
It's a little late for you to be worried about pissing off McGrath, isn't it, Finn?
You know, I forgot. I gotta go brainstorm names for my yacht in the other room.
Okay, you guys flip a coin to see who would talk sense into me?
I volunteer. Look, I know you live.
Something happened to Shay.
Or maybe you're trying to save the wrong girl
Bring in
again.
the math tutor and get his side of the story.
Law and Order used to be realistic enough that you could learn from it. Maybe not a lot, but definitely the basic processes of the U.S. justice system, and maybe even some court etiquette and legal jargon. Now all the rules bend around a nonsense plot that bends around Olivia selflessly saving the victims she creates. At this point, Olivia is basically an MCU superhero. Every decision she makes is wrong, but the story will tell you explicitly that she was right all along. The next issue is a no-brainer. I already alluded to it. TMI. I do not care about Finn's crybaby gay son, Olivia's adopted gay son, Rollin's gambling addiction, or her crackhead sister, Stabler's crackhead daughter, or any other personal dysfunction. That was already annoying, but recent seasons took it a step further. Now we get to see personal function. How about Rollin and Carisi's baby getting baptized? Or Olivia's therapy sessions? Or Noah wanting to be a ballerina for some reason? Or Finn taking a shit? Alright, that last one wasn't in there, but you get the point. Last, but most certainly not least, the main reason why SVU is no longer Law and Order. Because it shows what happened first. For example, episode 2. A bunch of masked weirdos rob some high-end fashion store, right? They're taking selfies or whatever. Then the black boy assaults this woman for no reason. I don't know why they had so much time to do all of this while robbing a high-end fashion store in broad daylight. But the point is, I know who did it. And knowing only made this episode extremely frustrating. Because why are they stretching the most open shut case for an entire 40 minutes? They have too many witnesses and too many goddamn cameras to be acting this stupid. Tighten up. Not to mention, they was on live while committing the crime. Bruh, really? And the lady saw his face. There's too much evidence for them to be acting like they ran out of leads. This case almost has too many leads to follow. They're like too short-staffed to follow all the leads this case have. And if my blood pressure wasn't high enough, then stupid escalates when these little bastards raid their office and Olivia says this.
Lower your weapon.
Put down
Listen to
the
me.
laptop.
Lower your weapon now before someone gets hurt. These are teenagers.
What in the actual fuck are you talking about? Firstly, you don't know for sure who the fuck these people are. They're wearing masks. Secondly, who the fuck cares? Anyone dumb enough to raid a police station should expect to get shot. And thirdly, how the fuck did they get this far? This has to be the most unrealistic bullshit to ever happen in SVU. And when they finally get this little bastard on trial, the victim, who knows what he looks like, fails to ID the boy and says this as the reason why.
Because I can afford therapy. I have that luxury, and maybe one day I'll be okay. But if that teenager goes to prison, he may not be.
And I legit had to turn the TV off and take a walk. Because I couldn't be Carisi. Because the second she said that, I would have caught a charge myself. What the fuck type of condescending white guilt shit is this? He ain't no victim. He's a thief and a rapist. And he don't give a fuck. Look at how he looking throughout this entire trial. Listen to this BS apology.
My whole life, nobody paid attention to anything I did. Not at home, not at school. Always felt kind of invisible, you know? So why would this be any different? I guess I finally learned my lesson. Just too late.
And that's who she have sympathy for? She must have liked it. Arrest them both. Another byproduct of them showing too much information is, as an audience, we have to sit through cringe like this.
Now work. They say I lean when I step. Swag it one time and lean to the left. Now work. Radio plead for the help. So
Why are Tate and Liam so cute? I can't believe they invited me to the wheelhouse.
I thought Dickie Wheeler invited you.
Something about the writers at Law & Order, they have an extremely hard time showing any interactions between teenagers that isn't complete cringe. The bottom line, SVU ain't Law & Order no more. It's just Captain Olivia.